Started. Go ahead.
Someone else should talk to the queen if we come into contact with her because I don't have anything good to say. Just gonna put that out there.
Just die B word and then what are you gonna do?
Well, I mean, if she puts up any resistance, I really just don't have patience. Oh, I shouldn't say me. I don't think Prince has patience for this shit anymore. But, anyways,
Okay. So, super quick recap. Last time, you guys made a plan as to what you were going to do. You contacted Pietro, and then I believe you teleported to a specific place right outside of the tunnels that Prince was able to recall that lead underneath the palace.
yes, and the plan was that Malith was going. Malith, well, it's not even the plan. Pietro has said that he will talk to Malith alone, and the plan is for Malith to go talk to him while the rest of the party guards the secret entryway to the palace so that if the queen shows up, she does not ruin this by jabbing Rurnite into Pietro, which would be very bad at this point. But
All right. Well,
not only because we need the Ruinite or Runite, but also because like this goes against the wishes of the dragon and will devoid our deal with him.
so you find yourselves having teleported with the help of Vocalion right near this entrance using I mean he was able to teleport you very close. He's familiar with the area. And as you approach it, are you going to go in it or are you just going to wait outside where you can see it?
Well, I think that depends on everyone else. I mean, are we going to try to go into the palace or should we wait at the entrance?
Well,
Let me
you're not at the entrance of the palace. You're at the entrance of the secret the
Yeah,
secret area.
that's what I meant.
Okay.
That's what I meant. The question I have is like how you said it branches off to different parts of the palace.
Hmm.
Um, maybe we shouldn't stay at the entrance, but maybe we should stay at the first fork in the road, so to speak. I don't know what anyone else. Bueller.
Hey Prince, we didn't you say that you know how to get there through these tunnels? Because without your aid, we would likely perish. So I think that either way, we need to traverse these. It's possible that the queen is actually ahead of us and has simply made contact already with her
That is
allies.
possible. Prince will look around the group. Is anyone good at tracking? Is there any way we can tell if the princess has come through here or if anyone recently has come through here?
Sorry, the queen.
What did I say? Queen, prince? Yeah, queen.
And real quick, so Malith, you are still with them right now. Um, are you going to stay with them for now or make your way elsewhere?
Um, I'll stay with them for the moment and then go to Pietro. One thing to clarify, as I present this to Pietro, is our current plan to try to appease the dragon or to unite against the dragon?
Both, I think. Like, we appease the dragon enough until we have the right forces and or plan to
Okay.
kill him.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
Like, I think we all would like to see him dead, but I'm not sure we have a coherent plan to make that happen yet.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, yeah, I'll stay with y'all until you think it's best for me to go on my way. I'm sorry. Between Miss Rachel and him, I am very overstimulated at this moment.
You're good. You're good.
Okay, I can hold on. Oh, never mind. How far is the entrance to the palace from where we are? Would
From
we
where
know since
you're
we're
at,
cooking?
you can see the area that leads up to the palace. You'd probably say maybe half a mile to a mile. You'd have to go around. Right now, you are outside of the palace grounds, completely outside of that area, more in a central part of the city. So as the crow flies, half a mile to the palace, but walking distance more like a mile, maybe a mile and a half.
And I'm guessing everything is normal in the city right now. Would we know?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
I would also like to make that check.
That's a 30.
Are you at your computer, Kayla?
She said yes. I think she's muted though. Ooh, that's nice.
The city does not appear to be in motion at the moment. Things seem a bit subdued. From the last time that you were here, you recall there being more undead around and more busyness. Right now, the streets are actually mostly empty. However, both of you catch sight of someone else that appears to be watching you. Can you both make a stealth check really quick?
I mean, wouldn't the whole party need to do that? Aren't we all here? I say that
So, yeah,
because my
so
stealth is terrible.
Malith, you see him looking and you immediately nudge Prince and tell him to, glance away and make it clear that he hasn't seen whoever it is that's watching you. And so covertly, you catch a glance at him, but then play it off as if you didn't notice him. You continue to lay low and staying inside of him so he doesn't know that you've seen him, but still as if you're trying to avoid eyes. From that position, you're able to get a good enough view, both of you, of what he's doing. And you can tell he's not looking at you as if you're someone who came out of nowhere, like as if he had watched you teleport in, but more with a level of recognition and focus in his eyes. He's probably about 60, 70 feet away. And he himself is also being pretty covert. It's actually quite fortuitous that you were able to see him, Malith. But whoever it is, he seems to be very focused on you and your party. You can't tell exactly who, but he is watching you all. However, you
Do you
can
think he's
tell.
close
Go
enough
ahead.
for us to hear us talk to each other?
Not very well, especially not if you whisper.
Okay.
Unless, of course, there are magical means that he's using to listen in. But, yeah.
Oh, that could be it. Well, you know what? This is what I'll do. Um, let's see. Is it this one? Okay. I will use Versatile Performance Act.
Hmm.
Um, to I, I don't know the actual words to say. Hold on. I will say this. I will say, well, it looks like we've come here completely undetected, and I'm trying to be sarcastic so that people will like understand that I mean we are being watched. and I don't. That's a bluff check.
Yes, that is a bluff
performance.
check.
But I don't know how that works exactly for people to figure out.
Everybody else in the group, give me a sense motive check, and that'll just be a. Actually, no. With the DC of a sense motive check and how high you rolled on your perform, I'm just gonna say everyone else gets the gist of what you're meaning. That you say it in such a way that sounds normal, but you use keywords just to call attention to the inaccuracy of your statement.
Okay. Anyone else have never mind. uh well, I'm
What?
character. I'm waiting for someone else to talk because I don't know what to do. So Prince is just, you know what? Let's role play. Prince is just standing there awkwardly, looking kind of agitated, like he doesn't know what to do. Like maybe he might just break out into dance randomly because he's that nervous.
Now
Prince
I
looks,
have to see this.
Prince looks visibly nervous. We don't know who he is, do we? We can't tell who he is.
You do not recognize him.
Okay.
So does Jasper see this guy at this moment then?
I mean, I think you'd have to make a perception check, but that would be weird.
You could make a perception check, but you would risk being noticed if you were to try and look for him.
Well, Prince will start to motion everyone to go into this passage. Maybe once we, yeah. I'm not gonna say anything else because you know. And then Prince will start to go into the passage. Is there
Okay,
like
so
some
you
lever or
there
some
there
secret way of
is
getting in?
there is a secret way of getting in. There's two spots that you have to press simultaneously that are very hidden.
Are they
And
both within reaching distance of a single person?
yes, they're both within reaching distance of a single person, but you can easily tell that trying to find them by hand without already knowing where they're at would be incredibly difficult.
So I'm the only one that can actually.
You walk up and pulling on that moment of recollection, you almost out of muscle memory, you just reach forward and your hands know where to go. And you almost surprise yourself with how easy it is. But you open it and then the stone wall before you opens up in such a way that if you weren't at the right angle, it might not even look like it was opened from a distance.
Oh, so he may not see this opening then.
He may not. I mean, he might see you be there and then not be there, but he may not even be able to see the opening itself.
Okay.
Do you go inside?
You know what? Hold on. Let me look at the distance. Give me 30 seconds.
Yep.
30 seconds.
What are you looking at? The penalties to perception?
Well, how far is he away from us?
60 feet.
Okay.
Which does provide penalties to perception.
You know what? I'm gonna nonchalantly walk 30 feet out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to distract with a dance.
Are you doing a fascinate?
Yes, I'm going to do a fascinate. And I'm hoping that everyone else gets the hint. Going to hey, I don't even think I need to roll, actually. How does fascinate work? I don't even know how
You do
fascinate
need to
works.
roll, but
Each creature within range receives a will save 10 plus half the bard's level plus
Oh.
the bard's charisma modifier.
Never mind.
So that would be like 22, I think. Wait, half.
Charisma mod plus half your level, so 5 plus your charisma mod.
Yeah, 22.
Okay. So he appears, and again, you're kind of covertly trying to watch him without being noticed.
Oh, I'm just dancing for no reason.
But you are able to see that he is fixated on you at the moment.
Okay. Well, hopefully everyone gets the hint and goes into the hole.
The rest of you, what do you do? Especially Maleth. I'm curious about.
Who's fixated on Prince?
I'm fixated. I'm fascinated by Prince's performance.
I mean, since I kind of knew the person was watching us, I would try to go like Prince was trying to get us to do.
Well, hold on.
So,
I did open it. I didn't say anything. And if you can see that.
Hey, if you're talking, then you're not talking.
All right, fine.
Okay,
fine.
shh. Yeah, you're dancing.
well, I did know that the dude was watching us, so I would probably be trying to look for a way to get us out of his sight, and motion for the others to do so as well.
So you would have noticed Prince open the secret passage, and then go start dancing.
Okay, then I would be trying to get others to go in the secret passage, like motion them, trying to wave them away and get them unfocused on Prince. And also, if possible, I would, if the dude is fascinated, I would see if I could get a better look at him without drawing attention. But
Yes. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Go. I'm actually going to keep your same roll as before. You had a 19. So as you take a moment before you do anything else, he looks distinctly human. In fact,
Your mic is like extremely close to your mouth or something like that.
sorry, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
So he appears to be human. He looks familiar to you. And actually, I'm going to send you a message.
So while you're doing that, I'm just gonna throw out there. Whenever you're done with that, I'm going to shoot a suggestion at him via Fascinate because I can do that.
Okay.
And it's the same DC. And the suggestion you said at the beginning of the campaign, if I'm gonna do a suggestion, I have to say, I suggest.
Yes, you have to use the word suggest.
And Prince is gonna say in the most sensuous voice that he can, I suggest you drop your weapons and come dance with me because I.
Does that end your fascinate?
It does not.
Okay.
It does not.
I'm going to nudge Jasper and see if I can get him to notice the guy in question.
Do you look, Jasper?
Yes. I absolutely look.
Okay. So he does not respond to you, Prince. Though he is still fix. Actually, hold on.
Hold on. Let me see if he gets another roll.
Okay. So he is still fascinated. So he's still watching you, but he does not respond to your suggestion.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'll just do it every round. I think I have to keep using Bardic Performance.
Yes, you do.
So it's been 3 rounds.
Okay. After the second round, you suggest again, and he doesn't respond, but then he shakes his head and he looks at you and you see a moment of recognition and panic sprout on his eyes, and he darts away.
Did I get a good look at him?
Yes, now you did, and I will send the message to you as well.
Okay. Well, you know what I'm going to do? We are still not in combat, technically. And I do have a performance going, so I can spend a second round of performance. I'm going to try to charm person him.
He is out of sight. He has disappeared.
He's disappeared.
Yes. He slipped out of view.
Is Nomad not with us? Also, did we just ignore that Nomad has not been with us?
He is with you. You are all together.
You know, I'm just gonna run after him. And as I run after him, I'm gonna stop my performance. I'm gonna run after him, and I'm gonna
Are
hey, what? Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, are you doing anything to catch up? Because he was ahead of you before and he disappeared before you reacted.
Yes, I am. I'm gonna. You know what? I will beatbox Blazing Rondo to give myself pace, and I will chase him down while screaming, "Calistan, where are you going?"
Okay. No response. Give me a perception check real quick as you're trying to chase after him.
Okay, hold on. I have to do my
What?
bardic performance to do Blazing Rondo, and then
Yeah, you're good.
Did I miss something?
what? What did you miss? I'm chasing Nomad down. There's a perception check. It is
You see him dart to the side, and you're able to keep pace and begin catching up, but he does not respond.
okay.
What do you mean you're chasing me down?
Okay, Prince, we will get to what happens with you later. Everybody else, you see the person who Prince was talking to disappear, and then Prince starts chasing after him like a madman, going very quickly, I might add. The rest of you, what do you do?
We can't lose our only guy. I run after him.
Keep in mind, and I'll remind you this just since you're right there, the opening into the tunnels beneath the palace is currently sitting there open.
Oh, like we're already at the palace?
No, not at the palace. You're at the entrance that Prince opened beneath the palace into the secret tunnels.
Right, we need him to guide us through the secret tunnel.
Yes. I'm just letting you know that the opening is still there.
Right, so I'm running after Prince.
Okay.
because-
Sounds good. Yep.
I will be staying at the opening to make sure no one else goes in it. And see if I can hear anything within it to indicate someone else is using it.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check. Hestia, Gabriel, Calistan, what are you doing?
Okay, great. Well, let's go through the secret entrance.
You don't hear anything in there, Malith. So Calistan, you're entering in.
I just want to get Maleth as far as possible.
Are you taking her with you, or Malith? Are you going into the secret tunnels?
I thought that we agreed it would be weird for me to do that.
I mean, if anything, you're the only one that has like an immunity right now. So, I mean, I don't see why you can't just run all the way up there. The normal way, not through the tunnels.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I thought I would go the normal way. I was just with y'all until it seemed conducive to separate. And now I'm
Alright.
just kind of guarding because Prince left.
if you'd like to go now, I can give you some of my magic.
I get 11 minutes of flight so I can fly to the castle.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hate missing out on whatever's going on with this guy, but I probably should get to business.
Okay. And Gabriel, if you're able to send a text of what you're doing, I saw you said you're not able to engage right now, but if you can shoot a text of where you're going at least so that I know. And then Hestia, what are you doing? Are you going after Jasper and Prince or going with Calistan or what?
Could I get just a rundown of what's happening real fast? I'm sorry.
You teleported to this place out a little bit of ways from the palace. Prince opened up the wall with the secret button presses, and then he went out and indicated to you guys that you were being watched. He fascinated whoever it was, and then the guy started to run away, and Prince chased after him, calling out Calistan's name, and then Jasper is now following him. Calistan's going into the tunnel.
I think I'm going to also cast fly and fly after them.
Okay, you're casting fly to pursue who? Prince and Jasper.
Yeah.
Can you make a so Gabriel's going into the secret tunnel? Can you make a wisdom check real quick, Hestia?
Actually, can I change my answer and go with Gabriel?
Yes. Yes. Okay. So Calistan, Gabriel, and Hestia go into the secret tunnel. Jasper and Prince are
No, I'm
Jasper's.
going into the secret tunnel.
Oh, where are you going then?
No, I'm sorry. Well, I mean, I guess that would be closer to Maleth, but she doesn't really know where that spits. We don't really know where that's going to spit us out, though. So, I don't know. I think it would
Prince
maybe be
knows.
better if we stay. Well, you're gone! And look, I think it would be best. I don't know. I at least want to stay here so somebody knows that if they run into trouble, they can find me here and I can help them. If you guys want
Okay.
to go through the tunnel, that sounds good. But I would at least like everyone to, be able to meet here at least. Otherwise, like, if something goes wrong, I don't know. I feel like we're all just gonna have to leave. Like, we don't really have a place to meet. So, I don't know. I'll chill here. If that sounds good to you guys.
Okay. Can you give me a? I will take either a stealth check or a knowledge local check to either be unseen or at least blend in and look natural. Whichever you choose.
Can I just chill inside of the secret tunnel, like the entrance?
Yes, yes, you can. Okay. All right. Kyle, I sent you a message. Do you want me to?
Oh,
Or
sorry. Hold on. Wait.
Jasper, can you give me a perception check to see if you can how well you can follow follow Prince?
So I will continue to do what I'm doing, but I do want to continue to make perception checks to see if there's like any immediate danger, like if I'm running into an obvious trap. Like I'm at a full sprint, but I want to do it as carefully as possible. Then I keep going.
Okay. All right, Jasper, you get close, you round a corner and you think you're following Prince, and then sound cuts out and you're not sure where he went. Prince, you run through the door as deftly as you can, and as you do, the door immediately closes behind you and you find several blades right at your throat. And you look around and someone says, "Not one word, not one motion." You see among them there are 2 dwarves in the room, as well as a few that you recognize as half-elves, and then the man who looked very similar to Calistan standing in front of you. He's one of the few that has a blade to your throat. And he says, "Who are you? Speak slowly, and no tricks. I will not hesitate to kill you."
Give me 30 seconds. This is out of character. I'm just saying, give me a second.
Yep.
You know what? I'm just gonna.
I'm not going to give you
I
too
will
long.
say I am
'Kay.
Prince. That's what I'll say.
You're no prince that I recognize.
That's fair. Do you want me to speak freely, or are you still going to be antagonistic towards me?
Antagonistic? What are you doing in this city? Speak quickly. No trickery.
We are here to see the king. Not allies of him, of course, but we do have some.
And what business is that? You bring news for the king? I should kill you where you stand right now.
Question. Perception check. Do they look
Is-
undead or not?
No, they do not appear undead.
Okay. Well,
Give me one reason why I shouldn't slit your throat where you stand.
because I may have a plan to kill the king. But that's
Give me a raw diplomacy check.
No, a raw diplomacy check, so not like a performance.
Correct.
Okay.
This guy rolled 2 nat 20s against your suggestion. He recognized that you were using special means to try and persuade him. Okay, go ahead and
That's my bro.
say what you're gonna say, Prince. He's looking at you.
Okay. We are here to see the king, but we have plans to maybe get rid of him. It all depends on what.
Maybe.
Well,
What question do you bring for him? Answer and do not avoid the answer. Speak plainly and speak quickly. I tire of your games.
Zelkier is in trouble.
No shit,
major trouble.
Sherlock.
More trouble than the undead. More trouble than the king. More trouble than anything else that you may know about what's going on. There is a much bigger threat that has popped up.
Plainly, speak plainly. This is the last warning I give you.
There is an apocalypse coming to Zelkier in the form of a dragon, and we do not know what to do about it. And if Pietro is not on board with stopping it, we are fully ready to handle him. I will kill him myself.
He looks at you, studying your eyes. You sound like a bloody madman. And were the world in any other circumstances, I would discard your words on principle. But perhaps we might have use for you. Who were you with? Who were your companions?
That is a very hard question to answer, and it's not because I'm dodging it. It's just we are a very ragtag group of people, but we were
A ragtag group of people accompanied by an acquaintance of the Queen.
You're talking about Volkelion.
That I am. What do you know of him? Why do you travel with him?
Well, we just helped him kill the Lich. And the Lich is now dead.
Go ahead and roll another diplomacy check.
Is he gonna get mad if I act? I'll do another roll.
I will allow. Yeah, go ahead and make another raw check.
Okay. God, I only have a +7 in this, so this could be bad.
Quite the claim. Do you bear any evidence for this?
Well, that's part of the problem. The Lich was
Roll a perception check, by the way, Prince.
okay. Sorry. Jesus, the threes! The attack of the threes!
Okay. All right. Continue. Continue, Prince. What were you saying about the Lich?
Well, he had just said, hold on.
Said a bold claim. Do you bear any proof?
Okay, yes. So that is the problem, and that is where the bigger threat comes in. The Lich was corrupted. I mean, more so than one would expect a Lich to be corrupted. And his literal essence was eaten by another creature that made him undead and more powerful than anything I have ever seen. And this powerful being then told us that if we do not find a solution to the turmoil in this land, that he will rid it of all living creatures. And he will see the seriousness of Prince's face turn grim and solemn and truthful.
He takes his blade from your throat and looks to the other two and says, "Watch him." He goes off to the side. Jasper, are you still saying that, or did you just do it the one time?
I would have yelled Prince's name like 3 more times.
Okay, Prince, go ahead and make one more perception check. So now, especially as you have one less blade at your throat, and this man who looks almost like Calistan is no longer questioning you intently, you hear faintly behind you and outside, somewhere nearby, someone yelling your name. A friend of yours? Asks one of the other guys.
And he's rather powerful. I would do your best not to.
Don't worry, we won't let him know that we're here.
He probably already knows, but again, I think that you should approach this diplomatically because I think we're on the same side.
Go ahead and make a bluff check, but this time you can use your perform. No, the first part, that he already knows you're here, but you can include your perform. You can do it with your perform.
Okay. Well, they're the same one. I don't know if it's act.
Just do it.
The other one, so
Just do it.
Yes.
At this point, the person who knows that that's what your trick was is no longer standing with a knife to your throat. You're not. Okay. You see the man's face go pale, and he briefly looks outside. Jasper, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh, buddy. They're the same as before. No.
What is the threes? The attack of the threes.
So here's the best part, though, is actually Jake. Call high or low.
Low.
Jake, what have I said? Time and time I don't get what it's going to take for me to tell you to always say hi. No clue why you guys continue to stay low. There is a reason why I have told you. It's not a joke. You always say hi, and yet you guys still are saying low for some reason. That's like the third or fourth low in a row that you guys have lost. It's not a joke.
So the guard on your left, Prince, is a dwarf, and he's got a sword up to your throat. And he looks at the other guard as he's kind of sticking his head up to the window to look out. Does he see us? And the guard is the human is looking out, and his face lightens a little bit, and he darts back and says, "No, I think he walked just past us. Doesn't look like he knows we're here."
Probably to give you a false sense of security.
Give me another bluff check.
It's still a 30?
One of the guards, two of the guards, the two that have their swords, the sword and knife to your throat, kind of motion for you to get away from the door, and the other goes and he lowers a bar against the door. Jasper, make one more perception check. You hear a thunk behind you, coming from one of the buildings. Prince, as all this is happening, the man who's been interrogating you reapproaches you. I'm not sure what we're going to do with you yet, but for now, I think it's best that we hide you away. And he pulls out a black bag and puts it over your head. Do you react or do anything as he's doing this?
Prince will say, I do my best business in the dark.
Okay. Jasper.
Oh, wait.
Oh, go ahead.
Wait.
Yes, Prince.
There
Last
is
thing.
Something I completely forgot about.
Okay.
I will say, which one of you is Nomad or Calistan? He's the one I chased in here, and
I mean, you recognize that it's the one who was interrogating you. Do you still ask the question?
Well, yes. Well, let
Okay.
me rephrase it then. Well, if I know that he was the one interrogating me, I'll say,
Yes.
by the way, Calistan, why don't you recognize me? We've been traveling together forever. I don't know why you distrust me so much. In fact, I thought you were standing behind me.
He looks at you with an intensity in his eyes. Do not sully your tongue with his name.
What, Calistan? We're like friends at this point. I mean, he was just with us. And I think, aren't you him? Also, can I do a perception check on his voice to see, does he sound like Calistan?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Fuck! What is wrong with you, game?
So he looks at you and you can see anger building. He actually give me a sense motive. Give me a sense motive check.
I can do that through oratory. Was I speaking enough recently?
Yeah.
for him
Oh,
to-
absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I get a good look.
Okay, you can see that he is on edge. He was on edge from the beginning, and every moment that passes, he gets more and more on edge. And right now, you can see an anger in his eyes as you say the name Calistan repeatedly, and he looks like he is about to explode. However, given the circumstances, you are fairly certain that if he were to explode in some manner, you don't think that you would be in danger, at least that your life would be in danger. You're too valuable to him given the things that you've said and heard. You are relatively certain that you are safe, but he is absolutely building to a point that he is very barely in control of himself at the moment.
I can tell that you're angry.
Why did you use my brother's name? Get his name out of your mouth, you filthy
Oh,
cur.
that explains so much.
So much. Tell me now why you said his name. Speak, or I will cut your tongue out of your mouth.
Remember that ragtag band of people I told you about? Well, he's part of us. He helped us kill the Lich. He's right over. I mean, he's right over there. If you want to see your brother, you could just walk outside. Just put your hands up before you do it, because I'm pretty sure if Calistan doesn't recognize you himself, he will cut you down. Because he is one of the greatest fighters I have ever known.
He lifts his hand, and with the hilt of his dagger, he smashes it into your head, and he says, "Don't you dare tempt me with his image or anything like that. My brother was killed, and you sully his memory with your blasphemies." Jasper, make another perception check. You hear that tirade coming from the building where you heard the thump earlier.
I am doing as I described in the message.
Oh, I did not see your message. Hold on. So it's not a tunnel, it's just a door. It's just a door to a building.
Oh, like we're not. Oh, we're outside.
Oh yeah, yeah. You chased Prince in among houses, and then you lost him, and then you heard a thump coming from the door of one of the houses, and now you're hearing this yelling coming from inside the house.
Out of curiosity, how close is this guy to me?
He just smacked you in the head with his dagger, with
So
the
he's
pommel of
like,
his dagger.
he's in touching range.
He
Oh,
just, I mean, you've got two blades to your throat, and you just got smacked in the head. In fact,
can prove it. I can prove it if you would let me do it. I can prove it beyond a
okay.
reasonable doubt that Calistan is outside, waiting for you.
I do not care for any of your tricks. My brother was killed months ago.
You may not like this, but he was resurrected.
Jasper, what are you doing as this is happening?
I am approaching. So I guess like I am like thumping my cane loud into the ground as I walk close, and I'll do it, 3 thumps into the ground at a time, and then when I approach the door, I knock on the door with my cane 3 times, wait a moment, do it again, just because I imagine that they'll be silent. I am trying to be ominous and intimidating.
Okay.
It sounds like Prince.
So Prince, you say that question. You say that. So okay, you want to. Sorry, you already said what you said.
Yeah, but I
He
just want to say it a bit differently.
okay. It was in a rushed circumstance. So
Okay. No,
it was in a rushed circumstance. So he responds to you like I said, and then you hear thump, thump, thump on the door.
Please don't engage him. He's been known to burn entire buildings down. I really don't want to be in here when it goes down on top of us.
You can do the bluff check again with your perception.
Asuga when talking about Leon.
I was legit just thinking about that. The burning down building triggered it.
The other two guards, the ones who had their blades to your throat, both go pale and bolt.
Oh, I'm not gonna say this out loud. Fuck, I was gonna call him something.
Okay, so
I'll say it. I'll say it out loud.
Okay, say it.
Oh, don't be cowards.
Calistan's brother, supposedly, looks at you and looks at the door, mutters a curse, and also runs.
Wait,
and
it's
all
open, right?
all the other
Eleven doors.
they all go towards a back door, and each of the guards slips out. Are you doing anything to go with them, or are you doing anything with the knocking on the door?
Uh, I'll flip. This is what I'll do. I'll flip the bar thing off the door to open it, and I will yell out, "They're going around back. Don't kill them." And then I will. How far have we walked since all of this began?
I mean, you were hasted, so you caught up to him relatively quickly. I'd say you're probably 200 feet from where you initially were, to maybe
Okay.
250 feet from the rest of the party. Jasper,
250.
you hear another thump as the bar is lifted off the door, and you hear Prince yell out, they're going around back, don't kill them."
If anyone is close enough to get a 200 feet message, because I can do
You have to see
secret.
them. You were winding through
Oh,
buildings to get here.
oh, that sucks.
Yeah, you are no longer out in the open right now. Did you open the door or just flip the latch?
I flipped the latch, but I feel like it's probably one of those doors. Well,
I mean, it's a bar that was over the door, blocking it from being able to open.
yes, I just flipped the latch.
And
I
it's
didn't open
up.
the door.
Yeah. Jasper, what are you doing?
I immediately open it.
Okay. All right, you see Prince standing there in an empty room behind him.
I'm going. I thought I was
You
running after them. I flipped the latch and then I was running after them.
Oh,
I
you were
didn't know
running
what to
after
do
them?
yet.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Well, I asked you what you were doing. You said, "Well, I flipped the latch and then you didn't
Oh
say
no,
anything."
I thought I said that I was running after them, but yes, I'm running after them. What I did was I flipped the latch, I yelled that they're going around the back, and then I pursued them. That's what I was
Okay.
trying to do.
Well, you run after them, and as you get to the back, you can see them all going, but they're splitting off in multiple directions. And
Prince.
Well, then I'll stop, and I I will walk towards Jasper in the room, and for the sake of brevity, I will explain to him everything that happened in the room, like the just the physical activity of what happened. And
yep.
then I will say, um, I think I just came into contact with Calistan's brother. He's a bit skittish, and I can understand why. And there goes Calistan. And I can understand why, but well, it didn't go too well. I tried to tell them the truth, but they didn't. They weren't trying to listen to me.
Prince. Why? I mean, I know you just told me why, but why are you chasing ghosts? What I mean by that is, if we don't succeed at what we're trying to do, there will be there will be a mad dragon destroying everything living in this land.
He looked just like
Those,
Calistan. They could have
those,
been twins. Maybe they are twins. Wait, do I know what twins are? Sorry.
You say that, but you don't know what they are. It slips out of your mouth.
Prince,
What?
you're the only one who knows how to get us through those tunnels.
Oh yeah.
By the way, Caliston, Gabriel, and Hestia, when you have been standing there waiting for probably about 5 to 10 minutes, the door closes in front of you quickly, trapping you inside.
Okay. Well, I after the me and Jasper explain that to each other, I will want to tell Calistan. I want
Okay,
to
you
tell
you
him.
go back and the door is closed. I wish I'd have waited to tell you guys that, but yeah, Prince, you go back and the door is closed.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna open the door
Okay, would you guys have moved?
No.
Okay, yeah, then they're right there just waiting.
Okay, well, Prince will
Okay,
walk in.
everyone except Malith is there.
Okay.
Son of a.
Okay, so
What?
Sorry, where's Malith?
She's going to talk to Pietro.
isn't that the plan? I'm confused.
Yes, it was the plan.
Okay, well,
There's
I
not
really
going to be a
wanna-
bunch of people looking for us, right? Are we going to be expecting company soon here? What's happening?
Well, that I have some news for you, Calistan. Apparently, you have a brother, I think, or a doppelganger. He thinks
I
you're
do?
dead. I don't know. He said he was your brother. He looks like you. He interrogated me, and he's terrified. He thinks you're dead. And I tried to tell him that you were alive, and when I did, he ran off. Because Jasper scared him. I had nothing to do with it.
How did Jasper scare him?
Well, I may have told them that Jasper is known to burn down buildings. And I think Jasper was outside, and he was kind of intimidating. You know how he can be with that cane. He just smacked it on the ground a couple times, and I didn't know your brother was so cowardly.
Why didn't
I
you
mean-
just tell him that you were traveling with me?
I did! Twice!
And?
In Prince, he probably did.
Well, he acted like it was impossible that you could be traveling, and he said that you were dead. And then I explained to him that yes, you are in fact technically dead, as far as I understand. But you are among the Walking Dead. And I tried to explain that to him, and he ran off. I even told him about oh god, I just realized. I told
That
him about
fact made him so scared that he ran off? This does not sound like him.
Well, I also told him about the dragon. But in my defense, I thought that that was going to be enough for him to start a dialogue, but instead he ran off, and he may be telling everybody at this point. So now we have another problem. We have to find your brother. What's the best
Why
way to
didn't
find
you
your
just
brother?
tell him to come and meet me?
I did. I literally told him that you're standing right over there. He should go say hi, and he's like, "Nope, I'm gonna put a dagger to your throat and act like a jackass." That's what he did. I'm sorry to call your brother a jackass, but that is what happened.
Okay, Jasper, why did you feel the need to scare everybody away?
I mean, my life was being
Yes.
threatened.
This is
So.
all my fault. No, I heard somebody yelling at Prince, and it sounded like his life was in danger. I
It was,
used what intimidation tactics I could.
and it worked. I am alive.
Oh, by the way, you can see
Don't
that
understand that
you can see that
details.
there is a little bit of blood on his neck. There's
How
a
hard
there's
did
a
he hit
nick.
me?
No, he hit you hard enough that when you had blades already on your throat, you got a couple nicks from those blades. He hit you hard enough that it hurt, but not enough that it was at all close to life threatening.
Also, look what they did to me. As Prince starts to cure moderate wounds on himself. That's 2d8 plus 11.
Yeah, that'll bring you back to full health.
Well, I was already low.
That will not bring you back to full health.
So I was at 16 wounds, and that's 21, I think. Yes, it's 21. So what is that? How much damage did I take? It doesn't matter.
No, you're at full health. You're at full health because his was all non-lethal. The only lethal was from the nicks on the throat, which was less than 5.
So Prince will heal himself while showing you the wounds as they heal.
All right. Do the rest of you do anything, or are we going to switch to Malith before we finish out the night?
Tell me where he was, and I'm going to try and look for him.
Okay, I
am
have a
going.
special request. If we are going to have a slight delay to this plan, Calistan, can you grant me fly?
delay to what do you mean delay to this plan? Maleth is going to talk to Pietro as we speak.
And we are standing guard to make sure.
I
the queen-
understand, but we were supposed to be backup for her, just in case things should go south for her. I have invisibility, at least I can cast it. Can you grant me fly?
I touch him on the shoulder and give him fly.
Okay. You are capable of flying for the next 11 minutes, Jasper.
Out of curiosity,
Please message me what you're going to do, and then I will take it from there. What?
Out of curiosity, do I have enough memories of these tunnels to share them with the spell Share Memory?
Yes, I will allow that.
Okay, I will touch Jasper and I will share the memories of the tunnels.
Jasper, you notice and recognize that he is casting Share Memory.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
And then I'm also, after I'm done doing that, I'm going to touch Calistan and I'm going to share the memories of actually how much memory can I?
Single memory no longer than 1 minute.
I will share the most interesting part of the dialogue with his brother.
Okay.
Yes, when we're inside the room and we're talking about
So
him being dead and the explanation of the dragon, and then the part of them leaving and running. So he sees where they went, as far as I know, and the conversation that led up to it.
So as far as the okay, I'll allow that for Calistan. For Jasper, there are 3 exits that you remember. You can give 1 memory of them to Jasper. The entrance to the throne room, the entrance to the Queen's chambers, and then the entrance to the or not the Queen's chambers, the royal chambers, the entrance to the throne room, and then the entrance in one of the hallways.
Okay, so
And actually,
local history, nobility, or an intelligence or wisdom check to know which one Pietro would likely be trying to talk
you
to.
have no idea. I mean, you met him in the throne room.
Yes, but fine. I'll use my own wisdom. I think that because this is his daughter, it will not be as formal as it was with me. And is it fair to us? Wait, he's a vampire. He doesn't need to sleep. He has coffins, though. He has to keep. Did I see coffins in the throne room when I met him the first time?
Roll an intelligence check.
Okay.
And no, you can't use perform.
16.
Okay. You don't recall seeing coffins in the throne room.
Wait, do vampires in Pathfinder use is that a thing?
Yeah.
Just,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
So,
Prince might not know that, but they absolutely do. And everyone else in the party would know that, being
So you said the
undead
queen's
experts.
bedroom, the throne room, and what else?
The royal bedroom, the throne room, and then there's one of the hallways. I guess there's also the courtyard, but the courtyard's not going to help you.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that the bedroom is probably where they will meet. I don't. God, I didn't talk to Maleth, so I don't know how intimate she. Okay, out of curiosity, would Maleth have discussed when she was talking about her time? Did you? Are you listening to us, Kayla?
Yes.
Okay. Would you have talked to us, and be honest, would you have talked to us about what happened while he had you? Like, as far as, like, like, how his decorum with you. That's what I'm asking.
I think you asked that before, and I mentioned that except for the 1 or 2 conversations he had with me, I was kept in, like, a room the whole time. It had some books and stuff. I would have mentioned that, he basically tried to get me on his side, but that I wasn't able to use magic or anything, or, like, just go through the palace on my own or anything like that.
Alright, I'm gonna go throne room then. Because if they are not, all right, I'm gonna say further. I'm gonna tell him how to get to the throne room.
Okay.
Well, no, actually, wait. If he goes to the
You have
throne
10 seconds to pick. You've already cast the spell.
Fine. Does he go invisible? Okay, hallway then. He can go to the hallway because that's the least likely place to be guarded, and he'll be able to move around. There we go. Go to the hallway. I don't know. We'll play it live.
Cool. He gives you a kiss and flies away. No, just kidding.
Okay. And the rest of you, where are you going? And then I'm going to switch to melee for the duration of the night. So Gabriel, Hestia, where are you going? Prince, where are you going? Caliston, where are you going?
I'm gonna see what Calistan does because I'm interested in this twin dilemma.
All right, Cal, where are you going?
So you share the memory, and
Yeah.
then Caliston's just like, yeah, that's definitely him. Yeah, show me where he was. Maybe we can track him down. We can talk to the queen if she's nearby.
Well, that was something I asked earlier. If anyone has any tracking ability, we need to see if the queen has already come through this passage, possibly.
Hestia could help us with that, but
Yeah,
I'm
I can
certainly
try
no
and-
experience tracker.
I can try and scry.
He's
Without
meaning
survival,
tracking via the survival skill.
which I
can do that too.
cannot do.
Yep.
Yes.
Go ahead and give us a survival check, Erica.
Oh, I do have appointment. I'll assist her.
Okay. All right. As you guys look, you didn't go very far into the tunnel, and before Jasper, I guess Jasper's flying, so it doesn't matter. You see footprints that have marred the dust. They appear to be relatively recent.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You would guess from about half a dozen people.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Okay. Jasper, is Jasper already gone?
Yes, Jasper is gone.
Damn. Is he going the same direction as the footprints?
I mean, right now there's only one direction, and it's not a band.
Okay. Oh, well, maybe.
Okay, shoot me a message as to where you are going. I'm going to switch to Malith. So the rest of you, Caliston, Gabriel, Hestia, and Prince, send me a message or put it in general chat where you're going to go. Malith. How do you make your approach to the palace?
I mean, did Calistan give me fly or not?
Fly, Paragon Surge, and Protection from Evil. The feat from Paragon Surge is improved initiative.
You can give that to her with Paragon Surge?
With Mordecai's staff, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I have the staff for the proof. Yes.
Do not lose that. It's apparently supposed to be, I can't remember if I said this last session, I think I did, but it's, I don't know, some super important, like, key or something. I don't know if it still is, but yeah, just in case it's like some artifact of great power that we don't know about, don't lose that, is all I'm saying. That's it.
Okay. Hopefully he doesn't consider this a weapon since he asked me to come unarmed. But, okay.
I mean, you're a spellcaster. Your arms are weapons.
True,
yeah.
true.
It's not
I'm
a
not
weapon
sure
in your hands.
Yeah, well, I mean, last time I wasn't able to use my magic there, so... Anyway, well, I had asked if you had given me fly or not, because if you
Yes,
did, I
he did.
was going to hover that way for funsies. But
Okay, so you hover on your way to the palace.
yes,
As you approach the entrance, there are two guards out front, and keep in mind right now everything is overcast. If you don't recall, the land leading up to the city itself is covered in sheets of rain and clouds. And so it's dark and overcast. There's enough light that you can see, but there's very little light that gets through beyond ambient light. You recognize that there are two guards out front. One appears to be a vampire and the other appears to be a wight, Wight. And they're both armed and armored, but as they see you, they appear to recognize. And they cross spears in front of the doorway, and they say, "You were told to come unarmed. You will
I
be
was
checked
also
for weapons."
okay.
And as they approach you, they rifle through your things, and I can't remember. Do you have a bag of holding or a handy haversack?
I don't think so. Let me check. I don't believe that I do though. No, I don't.
So where is, or do you have any actual weapons?
No.
Where is your spell book?
I would have that in a backpack.
Okay. They would take and confiscate your spell book. And they will say this will be returned to you at the king's discretion.
Okay.
And then someone will step forward from inside and will say, "Follow me." And he will begin walking and look back and wait for you to follow him.
I'm assuming they let me keep the staff.
Yes.
Okay.
As they examined it, there was a spark of recognition in their eyes.
Alrighty.
Okay, are you still floating as you go in?
Yes.
Okay.
I will float until I can float no more.
All right. So, as you go in, two other guards fall in behind you, so you're presently surrounded, one in front leading you where to go, two following behind you, and the two at the gate still standing there. As you follow them through, they say nothing, but you can see that for the most part, the area is as you remembered it, though it appears to be more heavily fortified, more more protected and defended. You notice even at points the glint that you recognize as magical traps in certain spots. All of this happens until you reach the entryway to the throne room.
Okay.
The door opens before you, opened again by two guards, and they say, speaking loudly, announcing Maleth Nashburn, daughter of the king. Before you, you see the throne room, which is filled with guards. And on the throne, as he was last time you were here, you see your father. A very stern look on his face. Do you enter?
Yes.
He looks at you, takes in the staff, and looks you up and down. Welcome, daughter. It is interesting circumstances that bring you back.
Yes, it is.
And I see that your previous condition has been mended.
That it has. back alive.
He says nothing more, just looks at you.
Well, as you can tell, I brought Mordecai's staff as proof that he is no longer with us.
Mordecai's staff was missing last I saw you. In fact, as I recall, he's been absent it for some time.
Well, he was defeated more than once, but the first time we did not have his phylactery.
And you have it now?
Well, no. The Dragon Zelakar drank it. Which brings me to the bigger order of business.
The dragon?
Yes.
You'll have me believe that not only was Mordecai correct about the existence of the dragon, but that the dragon drank his phylactery.
Yes. And if you don't believe me, I'm sure you have
I
someone here
certainly
who
do
could
not.
cast Zone of Truth or something.
He
I'm sure there's
waves.
someone here with
He
magical means.
yeah. He waves his hand, and someone steps forward, and you recognize Zone of Truth as it's cast before you.
Well, I will repeat that the Dragon Zelakar drank Mordecai's phylactery.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
Diplomacy. Where is diplomacy? There we are. Not the best, but
He looks at you intently. I'm not sure that I believe you, daughter. It is quite a preposterous claim. But I'll humor you. So, you defeat again Mordecai, and then Zelakar steps forward and consumes his phylactery. So what? What does this have to do with me? Why does that
well,
bring you here?
well, Zelakar has a goal. Well, first, Zelakar has claimed to use you as a pawn this entire time, and claimed to be responsible for the mist going on and all of that, using you as a means to an end. His end being that he wants a continuous peace in Zelkior, a continuous, unending peace that frankly sounds impossible. And he gave us a week to unite the varying forces together to show that this peace is possible before he destroys anything that doesn't fit his view of this peace. Presumably also including anything he views as a pawn who wouldn't be in line with his wishes.
He cocks his eyebrow. Really, Maleth. Coming in here spinning tales. This is so uncharacteristic of you.
You have me under Zone of Truth, and there are other witnesses I can corral if you would like. I don't know that I could make this up if it didn't happen.
No,
because it does sound preposterous.
I believe you, Maleth, or at least I believe that you believe you. He looks to the side and you notice a female vampire. A zone of truth only goes so far. Will you yield your mind to be scanned? To tease out whether you have been tricked?
Sir,
Emmeline? And he nods to you. And the female vampire steps forward, gracefully. At this point, around this time is when your fly spell ends, and you drop back to the ground. And she begins casting a spell. She reaches out to you and touches your head. You feel a rush of energy flow into you. Do you resist?
I would recoil a bit when she touches me just because I know who she was, but I wouldn't resist what was happening.
Okay. She smirks a little bit as you recoil, but she finishes casting the spell and then touches your head. And for a moment, you look on in shock as the minutes before, or the time before running into Zelikar plays again in your mind, destroying the Lich, finding the door, finding the journals, and then the first part of the encounter, or the encounter with Zelikar. Emmeline steps back and looks towards Pietro. I do not believe there is any corruption in her memories. I do not believe it was an illusion. Though I do believe also that her recounting of events are not quite accurate. Zelikar means to establish a land of death here in Zelakir. Other than this, all she spoke was true.
Again, he said that you were a pawn in achieving that end, and I think he'd view you as just as dispensable as anyone else when it comes down to it.
Pietro looks at you. Perhaps. Emmeline, tell me, what were his words? What is his goal? He desires peace, a lasting peace, in Zelkir. Through undeath as stasis, were his words. Pietro smiles. Perhaps I was a tool that he used, daughter. But it sounds to me, and you said a week is what he gave you?
Yes.
It sounds to me that if I can simply stall, he will establish my nation for me.
Perhaps. But do you think you can really maintain a peace like he wants that is truly stagnant and unchanging perpetually? Because I think it's more likely that change is somehow inevitable, or something is going to try to overthrow you, or what have you.
Maybe
And again, he'll dispense with you at the first opportunity.
I can, maybe I can't. But if all that you've brought before us is true, it seems to me that Zelikar thinks that I can, or at least thinks that I am the right tool for the job, while I must admit I do not like the idea of being used. My
See, I would
goals seem to be in line with his. A
see, I would
land here for
interpret.
the undead, just as I told you, Maleth. Peace for all of our kind.
Yes, and I would interpret it more as Zelikar thinks he can enforce this peace, and that you are a useful figurehead until you're not useful.
Perhaps. But I think I'm willing to take that gamble.
So if you for some reason do not meet Zelikar's criteria, are you comfortable with moving against him alone, should it come down to it?
And what do you offer in response? What other option do I have? You think you can unite Zelkir?
Well, it seems like a pipe dream. My
A
comrade
pipe
believes
dream.
too.
We are at war. My army marches at this moment to wipe Bellavant off the map. The
I
Queen,
am aware.
somewhere, seeks to dethrone me. She must have been behind the death of she must have been behind the death of Alexander, pushing back Mordecai in Fort Frolic, and now she's turned her attention to me. I will deal with her. I am prepared. She will not find me as easy pickings as the others. I defeated her once, we will defeat her again. Only this time we will make it more permanent. The way that I see it, within the week the Queen will be dead, Bellavant as well, and Zelicar will be satisfied, as the land of death will be established by my hand. So even if you are correct, Maleth, I stand fulfilling his desire and mine in the same stroke.
And here is my counter proposition. You're probably right on many counts. But the thing is, if you can in fact defeat the Queen at any time, doesn't it make sense to at least make a temporary alliance against this dragon that you might not could so easily defeat on your own?
And you think that we can defeat the dragon now? You
I
think that
think if the forces united enough, combined, then perhaps they could get rid of the dragon and then deal with each other.
were I to do so, that would give my enemies time to prepare against me, time to stab me in the back. It seems,
Not if
Maleth,
they're also busy going against the same dragon.
do you know humans? The politics they play, the games they think that they can hide, they haven't ceased moving against each other even now, as death lies at the precipice. What makes you think that they wouldn't prepare to stab me in the back? It seems to me, Maleth, that you need me a hell of a lot more than I need you.
Perhaps. I just think this dragon is a bigger threat to everyone because again, I think that if it cannot be appeased, and I partly believe that it could never be appeased, then it's an enemy to everyone, and it's a bigger enemy to anyone than any of you are against each other. I
Emmeline,
have no doubts you could defeat the Queen if you wanted, or Bellavant for that matter. But again, I'm not sure you could defeat the dragon once it got tired of you as its pawn or thought you weren't serving its purposes perfectly. And it seems to have a high criteria for its continual peace.
Emmeline, what think you? Emmeline looks at you, Maleth, and then looks back at the king. Give me a sense motive check.
Okay. Oh!
You can see uneasiness on her face. I am concerned for one thing, my lord. Your daughter did speak truth when she said that the dragon consumed the essence of the lich. It destroyed his phylactery. transformed. To what, I am not sure. I'm not familiar. But whatever it is far beyond nature. And it was willing to destroy Mordecai. He told your daughter and her companions that it had no intention of allowing him to rise again. Perhaps she speaks truth in that you are as expendable to the dragon as Mordecai was. Pietro looks at you, Maleth, and he says one thing more. You want me to help you. You want me to ally myself, if temporarily, assuming that it will either satiate Zelakar, or at least give us the strength to defeat him. You want me to ally myself with my enemies, with your companions, with the Queen, and with the occupants of Barrowain. What's in it for me?
Well,
And that is where we'll cut for tonight.
ow. Okay. Oh, hopefully I can remember what I was gonna say next week.
Write it down.
Okay, I will do that. I will do that. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to cut the stream. Thank you to our viewers. Have a wonderful night.